Yo, what's good with y'all, man? So I came across this interesting video today titled "The Weirdest NBA Game Ever: Warriors versus Blazers," and the thumbnail was a picture of Baby Curry, bro, like rookie season Curry, and I thought it'd be pretty interesting to check this out. If y'all are new to the channel, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more content. But yeah, bro, I'm excited to check this one out, man.
Golden State Warriors have become a dominant force of basketball. They've set records, won championships, and amassed a slew of team and individual
Yep,
achievements.
all because of that guy right
There
there.
was a time when
The
things
greatest of all
weren't
time, in
really
my
so good
opinion.
for the franchise. In fact,
Y'all
the
can sue
Warriors
me.
hold the record for the most seasons without a playoff appearance at 35. One of those seasons was in 2010 when the team won just 26 games. However,
Bro, look at
none of
rookie
those
Curry,
games
bro.
were as interesting as the very last. The date was April 14th, 2010.
2010,
Warriors were
okay.
finishing up a rough season full of injuries and missed opportunities. They had traded players, waived players, signed players to 10-day contracts, and pulled guys up from the D-League, all in an effort to account for
I'm gonna be
losses
honest
of key
with y'all
players.
right now, bro. I was not a Warriors fan back then. I was not an NBA fan back then, bro. I started watching the NBA in around 2016, 2017 maybe. That's when I started.
Had a somewhat bright
In 2010,
future
bro, I was
with
like
Steph
6 years
Curry
old,
and
man.
budding star Monte Ellis, both of whom would
Funnily enough, I was living in the Bay
on
at the
this
time,
fateful night.
but I never knew about the
For their
Warriors.
last game of the season, a road game against the Portland Trail Blazers, the Warriors had only 6 healthy players.
Bro,
However, in order to comply with the NBA rule stating that you must have a minimum of 8 players dressed, both Anthony Morrow and Ronnie Turioff were in uniform, although they were injured in previous games and technically could not play.
okay.
The starting lineup was Steph Curry, Monte Ellis, Anthony Tolliver, Reggie Williams, and Chris Hunter. The plan was basically for them to play every minute of the game.
Bro,
5 minutes
speaking
and
of
27 seconds.
injuries, have y'all heard that crazy take on, and this is like one of the greatest, not greatest, but one of the most known NBA Reddit moments of all time, talking about how the NBA has to give an emergency draft if everybody on a team dies or something. So there's like a crazy
The
conspiracy.
plan was dashed as starting center Chris
Like,
Hunter
that shit is one of the
suffered a knee
craziest stuff I've
injury
read.
that forced him to the bench.
Wait, hold on.
It
What?
came
Sorry.
to
I'm really sorry for
5
talking over the
minutes and
video.
27 seconds into the game, the plan was dashed as starting center Chris Hunter suffered a knee injury that forced him to the bench. He put
What?
Devin George in his place. At this point, there is no room for error.
Bro.
There couldn't be any more injuries, no foul outs, no ejections, nothing. Playing for 48
So
minutes
if that happens, they automatically forfeit the game. Is that what happens?
tough enough, but they also had to play perfectly. Surprisingly, the game went pretty well. Curry scored 42 points, Ellis
That's
put
my
in
goal.
34, and with the help of a double-double from Anthony Tolliver, the Warriors had a
Ooh.
lead with less than 5 minutes to play. And that's when the madness started. Devin George committed a foul, his 6th of the game, an automatic disqualification.
What?
The only problem was the Warriors didn't have anyone else that could play. Sure, they had 2 other players dressed, but that was only to comply with the rules. They couldn't actually play a game. Now, the rules state that if a player in the game receives his 6th personal foul and all substitutes have already been disqualified, that player will remain in the game and will be charged with a personal foul and team foul.
Oh.
A technical foul will also be assessed against the team.
Okay.
Knowing this rule, Don Nelson explained to the refs that his other 2 players could not play and asked them to let Devin George stay in the game.
The problem here is that Hunter has been injured in the game.
We got Fitzgerald.
Don Nelson is
Even
saying
then,
that
back in the day on the
I
call.
don't want to put an injured player back in. He can't play.
The referees apparently did not agree with his interpretation of this rule, forcing Nelson to put Chris Hunter, who, if you remember, had been injured in the game, and
27
could
seconds
barely
in.
walk back into the game. It didn't help that the Portland fans went hysterical when Nelson tried to protect his injured player by keeping George in the game.
Here he is. They want to do the same thing they did when Steph Curry fouled out and didn't have enough players. Right. They want Devin George to stay on the floor. That's it. That's it.
So Hunter goes back in, gimp leg and all. He Willis reads his way through about a minute of play and eventually picks up a foul trying to draw a charge.
Oh.
At this point,
Bro.
Chris Hunter simply cannot play. Devin George, the only healthy player left, can come in the game, right? Nope. No matter how much Nelson pleads, the refs won't allow George back in. At this point,
Bro, referees, y'all hating, bro. Why are the referees in the NBA always against the Warriors, bro? So this started way back even in Curry's rookie season.
Thought it was unfair that an injured player should be allowed to not play. Or maybe they were so upset by getting beat by a squad of 5 guys.
Yeah, Blue Blazers, man. Come on, man.
And then he rushes playing with somebody else.
So what happens? Ronnie Turyov, who was injured in a previous game, is forced to enter the game. He plays about 15 seconds, long enough to commit a foul and submit a claim that he was injured during the game, thus allowing him to sit out and not play.
Okay.
But it's not over. Anthony Morrow is also dressed on the bench, although being injured. So he also has to come into the game.
Bro, the formalities
Morrow
are
plays
crazy,
about 10
bro.
seconds, claims an injury that he already had, and goes to the bench. Now Devin George can come back in.
Finally.
So the Warriors have exhausted all of their players. Literally no one is on the bench since all of their healthy players are on the court, and there are 3 minutes left in the season.
Now I would have loved to be a Warriors fan at this time.
Point, you take a loss, right? Everyone would understand. The Blazers were a 50-win team in the 6th seed. The Warriors were a lottery team hoping for the #1 pick. There's no shame in just accepting the inevitable. Well, the Warriors were not in an accepting mood that night. Over the next 3 minutes and 29 seconds, the Warriors went on a 14-6 run.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Scoring 11 of those points.
With Steph, with Steph scoring 11?
6 run, with Steph Curry scoring 11 of those points.
My GOAT was already cooking rookie year, bro. That's how you know he was special.
Warriors walked away, or limped away, with a hard-fought 122-116 victory.
Let's go, bro.
This story shows what can happen when, even under bizarre circumstances, you keep fighting. Coach Don Nelson said of his players, they thought it was the greatest game they ever played in to do something like that. You know
Yeah,
what?
I've never heard about
You
something
might
like
be
that, bro.
right.
The only other time I've heard about something as weird as this is when
Thank you guys so much for watching.
The Heat and some other team, they had some disagreement about whether Shaq picked up his 6th foul or not, and turns out he didn't, right? But the referees gave him an extra foul or something like that, so they argued it and they ended up playing the game. They replayed the overtime behind closed doors without any like live coverage or something like that, which is crazy. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, bro. Y'all let me know if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.